just told Margarida that I'm going to start to film, and then she disappears. This is not the last time in this video that this happens, but the next time is terrifying. Hang on. Before you do the caves, you need a safety talk. Safety fourth. Okay, this is a canyon. And up ahead is death awaiting. Be careful. See that crack? That is the smallest I can just fit through. Although you are smaller, try not to attempt to go through anything thinner than that. One at a time, obviously. Safety lesson is complete. Now go have some fun. Ooh la la, that was not the further I was referring to, but okay. Oh, come now, Margarida. These caves aren't going to dive themselves. Margarida was unsure, so I took the camera and the lead. But then this happens. She surprises me by racing forward into the next chamber where there's only a tiny bit of light, and all I see is one last glimpse of her and then blackness. Just doing the editing here, people, so I'm going to have to stop it right there. I want to let you know how much this freaked me out. I mean, what the hell was she doing? This was not a part of the safety briefing. To tell you the truth, I didn't know what to do because it was just black ahead. It constricts, there was a little bit of light, but then once you saw it constricted, then it went left and then right, and there was a bit of a cavern. There was nothing there. It's only a certain time of day when there's a little bit of light that creeps through a crack, and we didn't have that. So she raced on ahead, and I must admit my heart was pounding. It wasn't going fast. It was like 40 beats per minute, and the thump was just boom, boom, boom. And that was, of course, my adrenaline, and I was going to be running out of air pretty quickly. So I didn't know what to do. If I chased her, it constricted, head on, dislodged mask, full of water, all hell would break loose. So I waited. Now, it's all in my mind. She knew what she was doing. Margarida is an adventurous spirit. I didn't quite know that just at that point in time. And so 10 or 15 seconds later, she suddenly appeared before me. Now, because I had a bit of light behind me, it was easy for her, because as soon as she rounded that last bend, she would have just seen me. Of course, I couldn't see anything. It was all black. So literally she was there, and I still couldn't see because my shadow. And then I'm waiting, I'm peering into the black, and then all of a sudden she moves here where I got a bit of light on her, and it freaked me out. It was like a ghost. So it's all good. Well, it's always good until it's not. So it's back to find the crack, and then give Margarida the camera so she can film her own exit. Of course, I stuck around to make sure she was out. And then I was off to a hole further down, just in case. But then it became terrifying. Margarida! 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 You wouldn't believe the things that were going through my mind. The footage after this is kind of unpleasant. I think it's probably unpleasant for you to watch, and well, it's certainly unpleasant for me to go through and edit. I don't want to have to do that. My screams became frantic. I was expecting to see a dead, lifeless body that I had to find within 3 minutes, drag out, get up to the surface, and somehow resuscitate her on my knee in the water, because I wouldn't have been able to get her to the boat in time because it was about 50, 60 metres away. So this is the things that were going through my mind, and you could hear it in my screams and my shouts. So we don't need to see that, because it looks like I'm a bit of a pussy. Yes, it's true. I can be a bit of a pussy. Of course, I was already scared after the first instance, so my heart was still beating, and I don't think I was perhaps the most rational person for the next minute or so. What actually happened, well, look, it was all in my mind. What actually happened is, I don't know, you see her look down. Well, she turned the camera off, and she then came and followed me. Of course, when I went to find her, I was swimming on the top, above the crack, and I couldn't see her swimming back to where I was, or where I had been. And it must have been perfect timing that, even though I was screaming because she can't hear when she's underwater, that when I dived down, she must have poked her head up and went, "Where's Peter? Oh, he must be back at the boat." So she must have grabbed another breath, dived down to swim back to the boat. Meanwhile, I'd become more frantic, resurfaced, still couldn't find her, and my screams became, well, we don't need to discuss it here. As my Irish friend used to say, it's grand to be alive when your heart is beating. That's my best Irish accent, by the way. Well, yes, it is, but I simply wanted to get Margarida back to the boat, safe and sound, and I needed to go de-stress with a spear. heard from one of our neighbours that the croc was around, so Margarida was onto it with her eagle eyes. Normally this X-ray vision of hers is used to see how poorly I do the washing up. This time it was used for good instead of evil. She was keen to see the croc from above the water, instead of last time being naked and in the water. Okay, we got the croc around again. You might have just seen splashes. Margarita just saw the head. Just right here. Whoa! 2 crocs? That doesn't happen often, but the other one looks suspiciously like a log crocodile. More log than croc, if you know what I mean, but that's okay. I found a tennis shoe crocodile once before, remember? Closely related to the log croc too. Counting those, there's crocs all over the place. And this is an example of what most of my drone footage looks like. Anyone suffering from motion sickness or possibly epilepsy, look away now. I have piles of this sort of rubbish in my computer awaiting your viewing pleasure. You're welcome, people. You're welcome. Anyway, there's a good run. Margarita, you happy? Alright, that's the main thing, people. Alright, time for a party on the beach. Let's go. There is something about good people, good music, with the waves in the background on a calm night. It makes all the storms seem worth it. And this is the lovely Steph, whose violin is made of carbon fibre. So basically it's worth more than my boat, and probably more seaworthy too. And then we have this. Good night. There is no turning back. We have to take the plunge. We have to find the right path. No depth is too great. No terrain too hard. We must go on. We must. Many of the others look down upon us, but we will survive. We must, because there is no other alternative other than oblivion. All has been cast in one final throw. Sometimes we come upon a junction and we don't know which way to turn, but I sense something now. There, that way. It must be to the right path. The feeling is getting stronger, even stronger now. Air is getting low, but the path is leading us deeper. We have no choice but to go on and go deeper and deeper. But wait, I can see a light at the end of this tunnel. There people, there it is. There is salvation. That will save us. Grab it. Hold on tight and don't let go. Hold on.